everybody, Adrian here. In this video, I'm just going to give my thoughts on the different Predator movies and the Predator franchise in general, because a new Predator movie is going to be coming out soon, I think in a week or two. And so I just decided, hey, let's give my thoughts. So let's get right into it. But real quick, just please like this video and subscribe to my channel. I'm trying to grow it. I'm going to have a lot more content coming out. So, Predator 1, 1987. Now, I love this film. One of the most iconic, best films ever. And, what can I say about it that you guys don't already know? Classic lines in there. You have a macho man film where when men were men back in the day, and you got all the classic scenes. You got classic lines like, get to the chopper, all this and that. They're like, you're one ugly mother, whatever, stuff like that. Or I ain't got time to bleed. Or I'm a sexual tyrannosaurus. Stuff like that. And it's like this movie, you really got to think about it. It's like a lot of types of movies, a lot of genres of movies all mixed together, and it just worked beautifully. You got a sci-fi movie, and then it later turns into a slasher movie. You got a classic 80s macho man, guns blast and shoot everything in sight. Ask questions later. It's freaking awesome. And then at the end, you got the showdown between Arnold Schwarzenegger and the Predator. And you do this cool thing where Schwarzenegger figures out, well, the only way to beat this guy is to become like him and cover myself, camouflage myself in mud and set all these traps. And then the Predator takes off all his high-tech sci-fi weapons, and it just goes mono alieno, and it's an epic battle. And I also want to point this out. You got Shane Black, who is one of the actors in this movie, but he wrote this movie, I believe. And then later he went to write Lethal Weapon franchise, and then he did Kiss Kiss Bang Bang. He also directed a bunch of movies. He did Iron Man 3, which was okay. Better than Iron Man 2, but that's a whole different discussion. But he's very important because he's actually going to he wrote, and I believe he's directing the new Predator movie. So that's going to be interesting to see. So, that's my thoughts on Predator 1. Let's continue. Alright, a couple of years later, Predator 2 in the 1990. Now, this is a mixed reaction this movie got. Some people don't like it because it was so drastically different from the first movie. Plus, it didn't have Arnold in there. I forget why he turned it down to do the last. I forget what movie. He turned it down to do another movie. So it might have been The Last Action Hero, but I don't know. Don't quote me on that. But I like this movie. I like Danny Glover. It's funny because, he was in all the Lethal Weapon movies. So Shane Black wrote Lethal Weapon. But then Danny Glover's ended up being in this movie. So instead of being in the jungle, it's in the concrete jungle in the cities. Is it no, it's in L.A., right? No, it's in L.A., I believe. But, you got a lot of classic scenes in this one, too. And you got to see the Predator, more high-tech weapons, that, spinning blade. I love that scene. You could see it when he's fighting Gary Busey, and he cuts him in half. That's my favorite scene right there. Then you got Bill Paxton, rest in peace. He, recently just passed away, but I love him. He does a great job. These outlandish, over-the-top, over-exaggerated characters in every movie. But he figures out a way to bring heart to these cartoonish characters. And you always remember his roles. He always stands out in every roles he does. He does in Aliens 2, and then you got this movie. You got another Schwartz. Oh yeah, True Lies. He does some crazy role in that, and you even remember him in his super short role in Terminator 1. So even then, when he's only on screen for like, 3 seconds before he gets killed, you still remember him, So, but yeah, he goes out like a boss in this movie. They give him like an honorable death, standing up for his girl. But, then you had Danny Glover going toe to toe with the new Predator. And then at the end, you get to see like he goes on the spaceship. And you can see a bunch of Predators. And you're thinking like, yo, he's either going to get killed or he's going to go into a dance-off. And then based on that, he's going to live or die based off who wins the dance-off. But he wins the dance-off. And his prize is this like old ass gun from like the 1700s, which kind of lets you know that the Predator's been coming to Earth for a very long time. So I like this movie. I don't hate it. It's not as good as the first one, but it's still pretty good. So that's my thoughts on that. All right, so now we come to Alien versus Predator. All right, so again, a lot of people either like this movie, or they think it's okay, or they just totally hate it. But then, once Alien vs. Predator Requiem, they'll be like, this movie's actually pretty good. When you compare it to what comes after, yeah, people are like, yeah, it's actually pretty good now that I think about it. But, I mean, I don't love it. It's okay to me too. Like, if it's on TV and nothing else is on, I'll watch it. It's like a fun time if you take it for what it is. Don't take it too serious. You don't even have to, like, consider it a part of the same universe as Predator 1 and 2. But, and you got some cool scenes in there. Like, on the bottom left, you could see one of the, like, best scenes where, like, the Predator with his, like, spinning, like, razor blade thing, like, cuts that face hugger in half. That, I mean, you could hate the movie all you want, but you gotta admit, that was, like, pretty epic. That was a nice looking shot. So you got a group of, what are these, like, mountain climbers or, like, Everest type people, and they're going, I think they get paid by, like, this multi-millionaire, billionaire, Lance Hendrickson or something, and they stumble up, across this, like, cave, like, deep down in the earth, in the ice, and turns out it's, like, this temple, and then they start seeing all these, like, little predator, like, hieroglyphics and alien hieroglyphics, which this movie all started from the scene at the end of Predator 2 when, Danny Glover, he's in the spaceship of the Predators and he sees all the, like, weapons and skulls on the wall. And what does he see? He sees a human skull next to a Predator skull, next to a xenomorph alien skull. So ever since the 1990s film, everyone was like, oh my god, they have to make an Alien vs. Predator. We're waiting for it all this time, and we finally get it, and this is what we got. Okay, So, but you got, like, you got the Queen showing back up, CGI, it was garbage. So Predator versus, like, a CGI Queen, which was trash. But then you got some cool fight scenes between the Predator and the aliens. And it's like a dispute because you're like, well, it took an entire movie and a bunch of people to kill one alien or a bunch of aliens. But then, like, a Predator just kills one in, like, half a second. So, like, it wasn't much of a fight. But then it's, like, reverse where the alien just kills the Predator in, like, 3 seconds. And you're like, oh, well, you should have built it up more. But then it starts picking up and you see, like, these, gigantic football wrestling, like, steroided out Predators fighting, like, a bunch of aliens. And, people can hate on the movie, but then you could say to yourself, but hey, we finally got on screen Alien versus Predator fight scene. So, there you go. And then at the end, just when you think the movie's over, the twist is you got, like, a fallen Predator that fought that Queen CGI alien. and he's brought onto the ship. And then, oh my god, he's got a chest burster, an alien chest burster. But guess what? It's a hybrid, half alien, half predator chest burster. And it's on the ship, oh my god. So the next movie's gonna be a Predalien. Dun dun dun. So that's what I think about this movie. It's okay, I like it. If it's on TV, nothing else is on, I'll watch it. You know, there you go. Alright, now I'm gonna warn you. We're going to be talking about Alien versus Predator Requiem in 2007. Now listen, I'm going to tell you straight out, this movie's trash. It's garbage. And if it's on TV and nothing else is on, I'm not going to watch it. I'd rather watch nothing than watch this movie. Like, and this movie makes me so angry and annoyed because all those like times in the past when I tried to give this movie a chance, I couldn't. Like, I just would get so angry because this movie, the cinematography, the lighting is such trash. Everything is so dark. The majority of the movie happens at night or dimly lit or in this dark ass sewer where the clown It lives, but you can't even see him because it's so damn dark. So all those times I try to give it a chance because there's some pretty cool deaths in this scene. You got the girl, you know, with that gigantic like spinning claw wheel. You got these poor guys getting their heads blown off by double shoulder laser cannons. You know? But it's like, and you want to see the Predalien take on the Predator, but you can't see anything. Not to mention it's so dark. But the camera work, like you thought Taken 17 was bad, or Taken 3, 4, 5, 6, whatever, how many damn Takens there were with Liam Neeson. You thought that was bad with 17 cuts in half a second. That ain't nothing. That's Citizen Kane compared to Alien vs. Predator Requiem. There are so many jump cuts, shaky cams, and dark ass scenes. Like, literally just black on the screen, jiggling back and forth the camera like you're in a freaking, like, earthquake. And the jump cuts galore. It's like a strobe light of jump cuts. So this movie is, not to mention the story is garbage. It takes place on Earth in a suburb town with regular people, but the people are trash. And like they try to do some backstory with this cop and this guy who got out of jail and he returns. And he used to date this cop, but she's married. Or you got this kid working at a pizza shop, but he's a rebellious pizza delivery boy because his boss, the establishment, tells him, you gotta wear a goofy pizza hat. But the rebellious pizza delivery driver is like, nah, son, I'm too, like, rebellious. I'm all about anarchy. I ain't gonna be put in a box by the man, by the establishment corporations. So I'm not going to put on the hat. I'm going to throw the hat down like a boss and walk out. Yeah, real tough. Like, so that's what you got to deal with. But even when you try to, like, see the cool death scenes, you can't see nothing. And at the end, everybody gets nuked anyway. So everything is meaningless anyway. And I even forget the ending. They find like the high-tech Predator gun. And then like you have Wayland Yutani, the woman, showing up. And she's like, we can use this technology. Blah, blah, blah. Who cares? I'm done talking about this movie. Let's move on. Okay, so a couple of years after that debacle of, I don't even want to name it anymore, Requiem, whatever. But now you have in 2010 Predators. Now I believe it was directed by Rodriguez. I forget his first name. Or Robert Rodriguez. There we go. He did Planet Terror, with the Grindhouse with Quentin Tarantino. He did Desperado and all that. So he's cool. I like him. So he got me intrigued. He got me interested. I mean, it wasn't like that bad of a movie. I don't hate it, but I don't really like it. If it's on TV and I'm bored and nothing else is on, yeah, okay, I'll turn it on. But I'll tell you my beef with the movie. Like, first of all, you got Adrian Brody. I like him. He's a good dramatic actor, but when he's trying to be the new Schwarzenegger, and like he's not even that buff, like, because all these action movies that were going on, like, you're kind of, in the 80s you had the big, like, muscle bound, like Schwarzenegger. You had, Sylvester Stallone. You had Dolph Lundgren. You had the big guys, you know what I'm saying? But now, who do you got except The Rock? You got The Rock, Jason Statham, but he's, like, getting kind of old. So basically, it's The Rock. That's all you got right now. So if The Rock was in this, maybe he was asked to do it, but maybe he turned it down. Who knows? But, like, Brody just didn't sell me, man, like, as, like, a big Schwarzenegger guy or tough guy. And he always whispered. He always whispered his lines. When he tried to be really dramatic, he would always whisper, like, he's like, I remember this one line. It was so hilarious. He's like, these traps, they were not meant to kill. They were meant to maim. Yeah, that's nice trying to be dramatic, whatever. So, but, it had its moments, and the story was intriguing, but it never crossed that line. It always played it safe. And it pissed me off. So, like, you had a bunch of, like, random either Marines or criminals, or, like, there's mysterious. You don't really know who they are. They all get dropped down from, like, they're asleep and they wake up in the middle of skydiving, free falling. Some of their parachutes don't open, but the ones that survive, they wake up on this jungle, and you're thinking, like, oh, what, is it like it was in the first movie, in South America. You don't know where it is. Turns out it's like a different planet. They're on like a predator planet, and they're supposed to be prey for all these predators to hunt. So they, you have all these diverse people, a Russian guy, a Yakuza guy, Adrian Brody guy, a woman, a doctor, a criminal, a mafia guy, a guy from Mexico who's like part of the drug cartels, and they all got to work together. They're all getting picked off one by one, and you're trying to figure out, like, well, who are these people? So one of the cool scenes is you get to see the original Predator, like the original concept from Predator 1, which I forgot to mention. The original Predator used to be a guy in a suit and a guy in an orange suit. When they tried to, like, superimpose the CGI, that was back then. But the guy in the original suit, which was trash looking, was indeed Jean-Claude Van Damme. But they cut him out, and then they got a better design for the Predator, and James Cameron actually helped in designing the Predator with the, mandibles and blah, blah, blah. So, but they actually brought the original Predator concept back when it attacks one of the, like, the doctor, so you get to see that. That was pretty cool. But then in the middle of the movie, you have Lawrence Fishburne show up, and he's like one of the survivors who's been on that planet for like many cycles, and he's like, I've been there for like 8 cycles. But it was funny because a lot of, like, people they cast for this movie were miscast. Like Topher Grace as a doctor, that was bad. And the Lawrence Fishburne, which I like, Morpheus, Red Pill, Blue Pill, Neo, blah, blah. But he's supposed to be this guy who's been, like, hiding out from all these predators, like underground for like years and years. But he's fat. He's got a fat stomach. Like, you would think this guy would be like skinny and like, kind of wiry, eating rats, whatever he could pick up. But he's got a freaking fat stomach. He's got like a double chin. What, did he have a freaking McDonald's on the Predator planet? Like, come on. But just when I was gonna like the movie and be like, yo, they did something in this movie that they haven't done in any of the other Predator films. Just when I thought they were gonna do it, they didn't even go there. They touched on it, like I said. They didn't want to cross that line. So when Lawrence Fishburne appears, as you can see on the bottom picture, that's him. Like, Adrian Brody thinks it's a predator with a gun. But you're like, wait, predators don't have guns like that? But it's actually Lawrence Fishburne. So he, like, got one of those masks, and he could cloak himself. So I thought, wow, that's genius. He could, like, the Adrian Brody and his team and Lawrence Fishburne could, like, team up all together and, like, put on those masks and cloak, the cloaking device, and then, like, turn the tables on the predators, and now the predators can't see them, and they could get out of there and, like, fight all the predators, kind of like how Schwarzenegger did, but now with the cloaking device, he covered himself in mud. But now they took it to, like, a technological level in this movie, but guess what? They never used it in the fucking movie. They never used it. They mentioned it, and then Adrian Brody never uses it. He goes toe-to-toe at the end, and he even tries to say, like, the, classic line, like, I'm here, kill me, do it, kill me now, kill me now. But it didn't work. It was stupid. Like, he whispered, he's like, kill me now, I'm here, kill me. And the predator's like, huh, excuse me? Bigger, let me take off my mask. I can't hear, what'd you say? Oh, kill me now. I'm doing this for a dramatic effect. Kill me now. I still can't hear you, what? And then he hits him with the freaking stick. So, him and one of the predators team up, but then he gets killed, the predator gets killed, so he has to go toe-to-toe with this other predator, and you think he escapes in the spaceship, but then Predator blows up the spaceship, but then Brody tricked him, haha, you didn't go in the spaceship, and then I think he kills the Predator. But then they find out at the end, like, there's multiple moons. There's like 3 moons instead of 1. And you're like, oh my God, we're on a different planet. I'm whispering for dramatic effect. And then they're like, how do we get off this planet? Dun, dun, dun. And you're thinking like, oh, they're going to have a sequel to Predators. And then it never came because it bombed at the box office. But, so, I like it. It was okay. I wish they could have pushed the envelope with that cloaking technology and turned the tables on the Predators, but it didn't do it, so I'm glad they didn't make a sequel to this. So that's what I think about this movie. And finally, we get to the Predator 2018 coming out in a couple weeks or a week. Now, I'm going to be honest with you guys. I know nothing about this movie. I haven't watched any of the trailers. Maybe I caught some of the promos, like 3-second promos on TV during commercials. The only footage I actually saw of this movie is what I'm looking at right now. When I looked up some GIFs, this is all I'm seeing for the first time right now. So, let's see, you got Olivia Munn. I like her. She's cool and she's hot. You got this kid. I don't know who he is, but there's focusing around him. And I think it's gonna take place in the suburbs again. I don't know about that. Like, I'm kind of weary, especially after that Requiem crap. But it looks it's gonna be pretty good. And the thing that got me really intrigued is that Shane Black is wrote this film, wrote the screenplay, and he's directing it. And it brought it back full circle from Predator 1 when he was one of the Marines in there, and he I think wrote it too. So this guy, I like Shane Black. He's cool. He knows how to write a damn screenplay. He knows how to write dialogue. Okay? That clever banter that no one else can do. But him, it's a Shane Black dialogue. because only he can do it. You know, like the quippy, like interesting but meaningless, like character development. They're talking about nothing, but based on the nothing that they're saying, you know, the type of personality that they have. Only he can do that. It's like really cool. Like in Lethal Weapon, the back and forth talk about Riggs and Murtaugh, you know. So anyways, so you know, he's going to be passionate about this. You know, he knows how to write Predator films. He knows a thing or two about this franchise. So he's going to put his blood, sweat, and tears and his heart into this. So you got that to look forward to. The other thing that, like, I notice is you got a super Predator. So you're not going to have, like, you're not going to have, like, 20 Predators. They're not going that route. I mean, who knows? Maybe. But instead of having just, like, a normal, updated, upgraded, like, a Predator, you got a super duper Predator. And, you know, he looks very intimidating. He looks a lot bigger. And he, like, fights with the normal Predator. I don't know if he's going to be a bad guy. If he's going to be on his team, on the, like, humans' teams. So, I don't know. You guys let me know in the comments. Like, I'm okay with spoilers if you tell me. Like, I'm not one of those, like, babies who are like, oh, I gotta shut my ears. Please tell me nothing. I don't want to be spoiled. Like, it's okay because, you know, I like going to the movies and having that experience. So if you tell me anything, it's cool. Just whatever you want to, you know, let me know about the movie. Any other things, like, that are pretty cool. Like, who's the main star? Like, I know the actor. I've seen him. He's familiar. I'm just not sure about him. And you also got that guy from Kid and Peele. He was in there, like, cracking jokes, and that joke failed. It bombed. It sucked. So I'm like, uh-oh. I hope, you know, he's going to be the comic relief. I hope he gets killed off pretty quick. But, so I like that Shane Black is writing it. He's directing it. And the Super Predator looks pretty cool, but he can also make me nervous. And it's also going, you know, taking place in the suburbs. But I do remember seeing some quick scenes. Not scenes, but, like, pictures of, like, Predators and tanks. So that's pretty cool. I really hope they do that cloaking device where the humans, like, steal the masks, or they figure out, like, the Marines, like, Ghost Protocol, figure out how to, like, you know, turn invisible, and then they, you know, invade or take on the Predators, and they flip the script on them. So that would be pretty cool. But I'm looking forward to this. I'm probably going to go see it, like, as a fun time at the movies. And, yeah, that's pretty much it. I'm kind of excited for it. You know, it piqued my interest, you know what I'm saying? So that's what I thought about the entire Predator franchise. You let me know in the comments. Don't forget to like and subscribe. A lot more videos coming out. So until next time, thank you so much, guys. Thanks everyone for watching. Please like, share this video. Hit me up on Facebook and Twitter. Comment down below. Please subscribe and hit the notification bell. And also don't forget to check out my other videos. And until next time, remember my motto, where story comes first.